How do I know if I need a fractional CMO, Chief Marketing Officer, for my business? This is a question I see a lot. And the answer has a lot to do with your revenue, which tends to drive how complicated your marketing infrastructure is. It's not always the case, but it usually is the case that the more money you make as a company, the more complex your marketing infrastructure is, and thus the need for a person who's in charge of your marketing, not just individual vendor relationships. So that's where fractional CMOs come in, because in my opinion, every business over $1 million a year in revenue, and some that are under that, needs some slice of a fractional CMO. And the slice increases as you get up to maybe 15 million annual revenue, to the point where if you're making that much money, once you get to that point, you should really have a full-time chief marketing officer on staff. But you can probably get away under that point having somebody fractionally, like myself, or somebody else who does this, who comes in, who has agency marketing experience, has worked with large enterprises, small enterprises, whatever the size of your company is, and understands what goes into it, what the vendors are supposed to be doing, and how to hold them accountable and evaluate them. So just to explain this a little bit more so you understand, fractional in the sense that if you hired a full-time CMO, they're going to cost you $250,000 a year, give or take, right? I mean, that's like an anchor salary. It could be 300, it could be 350, it could be maybe closer to 200 in some cases, but a competent full-time masthead chief marketing officer who exclusively works for you as an employee, that's good. They're going to cost you somewhere in that range in the United States. In the fractional scenario, you're getting their full efforts, but for a limited amount of time each week, each month. They're still taking responsibility. You're giving them authority, so they have teeth. By the way, don't take away the teeth of your chief marketing officer and treat them like, even if they are this big in terms of the fractional slice of time you get, when they're doing their work, make sure you give them full authority, or they will be toothless and they will not be able to help you. I digress, but it's an important detour to take. And the nice thing about that fractional nature is you can buy just what you need, the right amount of hours, the right amount of money that you pay them, but they're not like, well, I'm running my ad campaign and it's going fine, so, good luck with everything. There's no ownership in an agency relationship. They're not going to come in because they're not getting paid to do so. They're not getting paid to manage other relationships, or they're just going to cover their own butts, basically. That's not the way it should be with a fractional CMO. They are coming in and taking responsibility for a lot more than that. In most cases, like the way I do it, I'm managing all of the marketing related vendor relationships, including the in-house staff in the company who are responsible for interfacing with those vendors or in any way connected to marketing. So you can right size it to what you need. You can work together to clean up your mess, to get things going right, and to finally start to scale the way that you should be able to, but you haven't been able to find the right agency for 5, 10, 20, 30 plus years, and you're never able to go anywhere because you're stuck in agency relationships, and those just are the way they are. This is a whole different way of thinking about managing your marketing and working with your agency vendors. If you want a no-cost consultation to take a look at what's going on with you, I can let you know if I can help you and answer any questions you have. I'm happy to do that. You can just use the link in my bio to book a time and we'll talk.